You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
It's been an interesting week, both, I guess, on and off the field for not just the Miami Dolphins, but Go Time Dolphins as well. We will get into all of that as we enter Mock Draft 4.0. Before I introduce the host of the show, if you are listening over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast from, as always, leave a 5-star review. It will be greatly appreciated. It helps us grow, helps us to get more guests on the show, and helps us climb up those all-important rankings. But as I said, I am joined, as always, by Mr. Charlie Touche. Charlie, tell everyone what time it is.
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and the official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. And there was something in me that was just going to just derail the whole show. Just stop right here. And I'm not going to let Kadeem bury the lead.
So, if you are an audio listener, you will notice that the last episode came out quite a few days later than expected. And if you're a patron, you will notice that the mock recap came out quite a few days later than expected. I will cut a very long story short, but we recorded an episode Wednesday night. I am currently off at the moment. So Thursday, my plan was to edit the audio, edit the Patron video, and chuck it online. I left the house at around 9 o'clock in the morning. The gracious Hannah Montana left the house at 9 o'clock that morning. And the day became one of the most surreal days. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. For those who don't know, Hannah was expecting a child, and that sounds really bleak. Our son came 2 months early. 2 months early. He is here. He is alive. He is well. He's still in hospital. He'll be in there for a few weeks. Hannah should be out in a few days. But yeah, it's funny. I sent a voice note to Charlie saying, "Hey, just to let you know, the podcast might be a bit late because I'm expecting a baby today, 2 months early." And yeah, we've called him Micah, Micah, Micah. Yeah, just a absolute mental 72 hours.
I ain't got no words, man. I don't have any words, bro. I don't feel like crying this morning. Listen. Bro, I was so happy for y'all, bro. When you hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even. We're not gonna do this. Congratulations to Kadeem and Hannah Montana. Micah is in the building. Listen, I had to check myself. Cause Kadeem told me and everything, and I was super like, oh, everything good, this and that, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe a day later, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a whole day later. Maybe it was like a half a day later. And I was like, hey, bro, how's Hannah and the baby? And he was, oh yeah, they're good. All this and all that. And then I realized, I like, dang, hey, bro, how are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not even realize. I like, oh, wait a minute, let me check on my boy. You feel me? I was just so ready, like, yo, is Hannah good? It is the baby good. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, from across the pond and across the world, bro, congratulations to the new addition to the family, bro.
100%. He has already subscribed to Go Time Dolphins, to make sure you do the same. Yeah, I said on and off the field. Obviously, last time he spoke, Calais Campbell had joined the Arizona Cardinals. I don't say we saw that coming, but I think we kind of got to a point where we knew he wouldn't be back. In no surprise whatsoever, Terron Armstead has announced his retirement from the NFL, from football, from the Miami Dolphins. Quickly, do you think that leaves a hole on the roster? Obviously he was the quote unquote starting left tackle, but given his availability and the fact that we kind of saw this coming, just how big of an impact is Terron Armstead's Terron Armstead's retirement 2 weeks before the draft?
Kadeem's just used to saying Terron Armstead's injury. Like that's crazy. Nah, I thought the writing was on the wall when they restructured, and this was all right, I'm gonna set you guys up pretty nicely on my way out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was. So Patrick Paul, you on the clock? About to find out. You know what I'm saying? Get tossed in the fire and see what we get, man. And shout out to Terron Armstead, T-Stead. Now he could go rap, you know what I'm saying, and pursue his career. There was a tweet out there, Kadeem, that I don't think you were too fond of about T-Stead leaving. You want to mention it? You want to bring it up?
Yeah, I have no issue doing this. I feel like I've sent shots before. I'll happily like it's probably at a point now where I probably should get this person on the pod. Brian Cat NFL at Brian Cat NFL. He says, or he said, not a surprise. Men want to play for men. Congratulations to Terron Armstead on a great career. And it was that men want to play for men. Listen, in the nicest way possible, Armstead probably could have retired this time last year and no one would have ever begrudged him. He has severely battled injuries throughout his entire career. If anything, I feel like this season was, or the season just gone, was his most available, like for quite a while anyway. This whole men want to play for men. Armstead has retired because he knows his body just can't do it anymore, week in, week out. And if the best ability is availability, he knows he's no longer available the way he would like to be. There's no point, and I'm speaking on his behalf right now, but to someone like Terron Armstead, I can imagine if he can't be out there week in, week out, being the best he can be, then what's the point? There's no point coming in for a snap, a few snaps, and then coming back out again. Nah, it's pointless.
So are you saying Cat took a shot at Coach McDaniel?
Oh, 100%. 100%. But then Cat's had a few opinions that I haven't agreed with. I guess if anything, I should be a better person, and instead of addressing it on this platform, just tweet him and be like, "Hey, I think you've got this wrong. I think X, Y, and Z." I don't really like Twitter arguments and disputes because you can be limited by characters and stuff like that. So I will openly invite him here. I will tweet him out from social media and say, "Hey, I've disagreed with a few of your points. Feel free to jump online, come on the Go Time Dolphins show during the off season, and we can discuss what I feel you've had a few, wishy-washy opinions."
Hey, we could just clip that whole minute piece just now and just throw it on and then add them just like that already.
Yeah.
Kadeem, so yeah, man, we gonna mock it up and hopefully we can find out what we're gonna do with this O-line. We're not gonna take too long because one of us have daddy duties.
To be fair, I've had daddy duties for the last 10 years, but these ones are a bit yeah, it's emotional. And right, so we have mock 4.0. Before we get started, Charlie, Terron Armstead's retirement, does it change anything with what the Dolphins do at pick 13?
Not even a little bit. Like, bro, I was operating as if he was already retired. Like, that didn't change nothing. Didn't change nothing. If I'm being honest with you, like, we're getting to the point where, well, I don't want to say getting to the point, but there's a lot of very strong opinions out there that Tyreek Hill is not getting traded at all. And there's some other strong opinions, like on my side, where I'm like, he is not going to play another snap for the Miami Dolphins at all. So someone's gonna have to be wrong. A lot of people gonna have to be wrong, like either on my side of the things or on their side. But I'm ready to trade Tyreek to Dallas for a second, third, and Jonathan Mingo and what's my boy name? Jalen. What's dog name? I guess he's not my boy like that. Two Shades 24. But yeah, man, the receiver in Dallas, Jalen Tolbert.
There we go, yeah.
Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo, second and the third. Let's do it. I like it. But anyway, look, man. Let's get into this mock, Kadeem, and see what we can work out. And I was thinking something at work. If we look at this, who's to even say, bro? Because I don't think we're gonna have a whiff of Will Campbell. I don't even think we're gonna have a whiff of Armand Mimbo. So what happens if Will Campbell and Mimbo, the top two surefire starting tackles in this draft, are gone? Bro, you got 12 teams in front of us. All 12 teams, none of the 12 teams have 5 starting O linemen. You know what I'm saying? Like any one of these teams could be like, nah, man, I'm going O line here. And then if you just look at it, that's 2 people. Then you got, all right, let's go down the list. We'll go down the list like this. We got Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, I won't even say Shador Sanders, Mason Graham. Scroll down. I'll go Ashton Genty, Will Campbell, Armand Mimbo. That's 7. Ted McMillan, I don't know if he even goes top 13. So there's a chance that this thing gets dried up on us real quick, Kadeem, by 13. Are you interested at all in moving up instead of moving down? Are you interested at all in moving up to go get somebody in this draft, knowing where we are as a franchise?
No, not necessarily. Unless you do have a trade in the pipeline for Tyreek Hill, so you might move up and give up a second or a third, but you're going to get a second or a third plus more from a Tyreek Hill trade. I'm not moving up because the Dolphins still have too many holes. It's not like, okay, if the Dolphins move up and do get the left tackle, it's great because the team is, off a AFC championship defeat and they only need a few more, pieces to fine tune and had a great free agency. Nah, this is, as we said before, safety, corner, linebacker, defensive tackle, offensive line. Like you have so many holes to fill that me moving up in the first right now isn't worth it for me at all.
Yeah, I'm not moving up either. And I'll also say the only person that I would consider moving up for is Will Campbell, because he can start today at left guard. And then if Patrick Paul doesn't work out, Campbell could play left tackle. So he's the only one I would do it for. And I still wouldn't even do it for him. Like, so here's the thing about moving back, though. You got to have a partner. You got to have someone who wants to come up for somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to be happy with where you're going to land once you do the swap. Once you trade back, you have to be happy where you're going. So 13 sounds like it might be it. And I'm gonna be real with you. Worst case scenario. What's the worst case scenario for you in the draft, Kadeem? Worst case.
I picked 13.
Pick 13. This is the real life draft. Pick 13 comes up. Everybody's gone. Campbell's gone. Will Johnson's gone. Armand Mimbo's gone. Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone. What do we do? I can't trade back because we don't have a partner. We stuck here at 13.
I don't think there is a worst case scenario, or like because at that point you essentially reach for someone. But even in my reach scenario, I think we'll be okay. Like if you reach for one of the 2 safeties, or you reach for a Gray Zabel, like there's guys at 13 who, again, assuming, and I know we said we're not going to take too long. This is a full round mock, all that kind of stuff. It sounds like the Titans have cancelled their pro days with the 2 other quarterbacks. They're going to take Cam Ward. And it sounds like Abdul Carter is going to be the second pick overall. No, sorry, Travis Hunter is going to be the second pick. That the Browns are going to go Travis Hunter, which means the Giants now have a situation. Do you go Abdul Carter or do you beef up that offensive line? And I think this is where it starts getting interesting because I don't think Abdul Carter makes it past the Patriots. But say the Giants go quarterback. So you've got 2 quarterbacks and Travis Hunter in the top 3. New England, in my opinion, has a genuine conversation. Do we go Abdul Carter or do we go Will Johnson? And all of a sudden, for the Dolphins, in the nicest possible way, if some great players start falling, one, it opens up a trade avenue, but also it means that someone's going to be there for the Dolphins. So that's a long-winded way of me saying I don't think there's a worst-case scenario because there are guys who will be there at 13. They just might be people you would have taken at pick 20 if you managed to trade back.
So I don't think there's a world where Abdul Carter makes it past 3 and Travis Hunter doesn't make it past 4. That's just my opinion. I think Cleveland pairs Myles Garrett with Abdul Carter, and they say, hey, yo, y'all gonna have to score, like, all we got to do is score 17 points to win this game. You feel me? Like that'll be pretty nice to know, like, yo, your offense is struggling, but all you need is 17 points. That's some mid-90s Miami Dolphins stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? And then Travis Hunter won't make it past the Patriots. I just don't see that happening. So at 13, like you said, Kadeem, if we do have to reach for somebody, it's funny you said one of the names that I'm like, yo, I don't think there's a such thing as reaching if it's right. If it's the right, if it, bro, like, it doesn't matter. Who cares that Gray Zabel is a 10-time Pro Bowler, but we instead of trading back and ended up drafting him at 22, we stayed at 13 and got him. Who cares? He's our guy. You know what I'm saying? The one helmet person, one helmet team, one helmet player. Like, we retires as a Dolphin. Like, bro, why does it matter that we could have? Nah. So if you got to reach, you got to reach. But just know you're going to be satisfied with the pick. And yeah, before we start, I'll say this, Kadeem. The Miami Dolphins need everything. And here's one, and you have to prioritize your priorities. I will say that. Now, there's a level of urgency, different level of urgency for all of our needs, but we need every single position except running back. That's it. That's the only position I don't think we need. And then you just need depth. You could probably get a third or fourth. You know what I'm saying? Third or fourth running back. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a need. We don't need running back. But if you just look at it, Kadeem, Dolphins need a backup quarterback. Some would argue they need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Dolphins need a receiver because Tyreek Hill, this is Tyreek Hill's last year as a Dolphin, if he even plays as a Dolphin this year. Dolphins need a tight end. We only got Jonnu Smith, and who else is behind him? Can you name the tight ends behind Jonnu Smith?
Julian Hill.
Julian Hill.
Because Durham Smythe is gone. So it's just Johnny Smith and Julian Hill just dapping up saying, yo, what's good?
Dolphins need a tight end. Dolphins need a tackle, interior O-line, exterior O-line. You know what I'm saying? Tackle, interior O-line, D-line we need. I'm going to skip edge for now. Dolphins need linebackers who can't have Dotson starting for us, and it sounds like that's what's going to happen. We need corners. Right now, Storm Duck is the starting corner opposite of Jalen Ramsey, and we need safeties, and we don't have 2 starting safeties. We don't even have 1 starting safety on the team. We have 2 safeties that should be special teamers. So we need 2 safeties, if I'm being honest with you. And depending on how you feel about Jason Sanders, we might need a kicker too. Here's the thing about
need a long snapper as well.
Oh yeah, what's going on with Ferguson? What did we
exactly?
Did we even figure out what happened? I thought it was coming out, and there was something floating around like, oh, wait till you hear what happened with Ferguson, and the Dolphins are gonna have to let him go. It was something crazy.
Yeah, there was a rumor that once it comes out what happened to Blake Ferguson, the Dolphins are gonna have some very serious questions to answer. And to this day, no one knows. So, but at the same time, you're probably gonna need a long snapper. Now, that's something you can go find, in after the draft, you pick someone up and hope that they're not, buns. But it's just
a
one
long
more.
snapper. It's not. I don't know. But let's get to this edge. Here's why you need edge. Like, we got Chubb, we got Phillips, we got Chop Robinson. Like, if there's a position where you could take a sigh of relief, like, whew, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But realistically, this might be Chubb's last year. This could be Phillips last year, and you only have Chop Robinson. So there's a chance that this number 13 overall is a DN to pair up with Chop Robinson, and Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are playing their last year as a Miami Dolphin. And you know what? We said this was going to be short. I guess the longer we go before starting the actual mock, you will have to speed through the mock. But here's another question, Kadeem. Do you trade Jalen Phillips?
I think Jalen Phillips comes into if we're blowing it up because we are out of the playoffs before the trade deadline, Phillips is on the hook. It's like, hey, if we can get a fifth for you, off you go. And we'll roll with Chop Robinson and Cameron Good. Or, Ogba's still knocking around and no one wants Ogba, so, is what it is.
Hold on. I mean, we still have Bradley Chubb for this year.
Yeah,
to be real, we have him for more years, but we just probably not going to keep him after this year.
But I think Chubb is another one who, and listen, depending on how Chubb starts the season, a team might want Bradley Chubb, but it also might turn around and go, I'm good, thanks. Because, yes, you've only played a few games of, the last year, all being this year, but we can't rely on you to stay healthy. Yeah, we're glad you're healthy now, but we're good, so.
So I will push back and say, if we're going to trade Jalen Phillips for a fifth, we might as well not trade him, let him play out, and then get a 2027 third-round compensatory pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to wait on it, but
again, that's assuming that someone in free agency picks him up and gives him a fairly decent contract. That's because, again, this is a rookie who's in his 4 years would have had 2 season-ending injuries, which isn't ideal. First round pick or not,
bro.
Let's get some more.
This is why I have concerns about the Miami Dolphins this season, bro. But all right, let's mock it up. See what we could come up with. And this is also why, before we actually start the mock, this is also why I'm like, yo, you better not go out there, Miami Dolphins, and say, hey, we have 10 picks. We're drafting 10 positions. You know what I'm saying? That's the last freaking thing I want to see, bro, is, first round, we got an edge. Second round, we got a corner. Third round, we got a linebacker. Fourth round, we got a receiver. I better not see that, bro. I want to see, like, hey, Dolphins got I want to see, like, hey, I didn't know these boys was gonna be here like this. Like, and we ended up with Ezraku and Pierce. Like, I'll be like, hey, y'all boys did that. We're set there for now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So let's see what we get, Kadeem.
So let's see how realistic this is. Sanders went number 1. This isn't realistic, is what it is.
I mean, no, it is because it's still 2 quarterbacks in the top 3. It works.
Okay.
Ashton Gentry went to the Cowboys. Yeah, it worked.
Before we de-trade the trash, we're not trading. We're saving time. Trash trades don't get discussed. Charlie, Abdul Carter went number 9 to the Saints. This isn't realistic.
No. See, this is the same thing that happened last time. He went to the Saints last time, and it was like that was the only thing that was not realistic. But okay, I'm here for this. I'm here for this.
So pick 13. If you're listening on audio, again, please leave a 5-star review. I think in this situation, the Dolphins would have a genuine conversation about, do they take Will Campbell or Will Johnson? I think that's the conversation the Dolphins we're having right now. Will Campbell or Will Johnson?
All right. I don't think Campbell will be there, but we're going to entertain this. What do you do right here, Kadeem? Like the short arm conversation has spooked the NFL, and Will Campbell falls to the Dolphins at 13. What do you do with Will Campbell on the board and Will Johnson on the board because both of them are needs and both of them are premium positions.
In a deep offensive line class, I'd be tempted to go Will Johnson, but we had the conversation beforehand. Terron Armstead's retirement, which we all knew was coming, kind of means you also need some depth at left tackle to a degree. And I am going to go for the safer, less injured prospect in Will Campbell and go, hey, I've now got my starting left guard. And if Patrick Paul wets the bed, I've got my left tackle. I know for a fact I am secure at left tackle. The left side of my line, be it guard or tackle, is secure for the next decade. So I would go Will Campbell.
Will Johnson is on the Derek Stingley Jr. plan right now. Derek Stingley Jr. got hurt in his last year of college and decided, you know what? I'm hanging it up until I get to the NFL. And that's what Will Johnson did. Will Johnson came out, balled out first 2 years of college, and then took like a season off, basically. And now he's going to be a top 15 pick in the NFL draft. I agree with Kadeem, and I will take Will Campbell as well. And here's why. The boom bust rate is the safest when it comes to O-linemen picked in the top 10 of the NFL draft. Now, this is 13, but I like my chances. So, yeah, I would go Will Campbell here too, just for what I said before, like before we even started this. Yo, you could put him at guard. You need a guard, left guard. He will play left guard. And then if Patrick Paul doesn't work out, we got our left tackle. And dude is a solid dude, bro. Like quality character. High. What's your blue chip talent over blue chip character over blue chip talent? What how you go, Kadeem?
You're asking the guy with limited sleep over the last few days to try and remember what he said like 4 years ago, Charlie. Like my brain's mush. My brain is mush. I have it written down somewhere. Bear me 2 secs. Sorry. It is. I've got way too many notes. Way too many notes. Blue chip character over blue chip personality sounds about right. Yeah, blue chip character over blue chip talent. That's what it was.
Yeah, there it is. All right. What's up? We going Will Campbell?
Yeah. Words escape me. I feel like the fact that Will Campbell slid to 13 just broke my computer. It was like, this is too unrealistic. Nope, we're not doing this. We took Will Campbell. My computer essentially broke, and then in fixing it and trying to get Will Campbell to fall again took multiple turns. It was like you had one chance of taking Will Campbell, you took it and it messed up. You aren't getting that chance again. Managed to get him back, so we have Will Campbell, and we decided to basically play the draft off air. And this is what we are left with. So, Charlie, if you would like to do the honors of announcing the 10 picks the Dolphins took in the 2025 NFL draft.
Hey, before I do, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button for us, please. It goes a long way. Hopefully, y'all understand why we never do this here. We usually go through the draft, but my dog Kadeem got to get back to daddy duties. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like Kadeem just said, we took Will Campbell and everything froze up on us. We had to do it over, and then that's why we had a little jump around and edit. But we couldn't get Will Campbell back. And in real life, it's like, yo, y'all not getting Will Campbell at 13. That's what the computer was saying. Like, yeah, nah, we blew that. You feel me? So we got Will Campbell here at 13. Second round, we got guard Jonah Savanaya, Harold Fanning Jr. in the third round at tight end from Bowling Green. This Harold Fanning Jr., he's going to be a real one. I think, and this is bad that I'm about to put this in the same sentence. I think there's some off the field stuff with Harold Fanning Jr. If it's not off the field stuff, it's like character concerns. You know what I'm saying? So I forget which one it is, and I'm my bad. Harold Fanning Jr., you want to shoot me the fade, you can shoot me the fade. I doubt this is what you want, but you can still shoot it. You know what I'm saying? After that, we took Lathan Ransom, safety from Ohio State. And I told And the purpose of doing these mocks is so that the public and everyone listening can get familiarized with some of these names. And for me, the safety class is top heavy, to say the least. You got Malachi Starks, not in order. Malachi Starks, Nick Emanwari, Xavier Watts, and Andrew Makuba. That's it for me. Those are the only ones I would take as like take them. You know what I'm saying? I would take all of them. But then there's this tier of safety where you watch them play, and I'm like, I see a lot here. So if the Dolphins end up with one of these players, it would not shock me if they work out. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't even shock me if they didn't work out. But from my couch, you know how I said, watching YouTube from my couch and watching film on them, like, yeah, there's a lot here. And Lathan Ransom is in that bracket, is in that tier of safety. You got Lathan Ransom, Jalen Reed, Billy Bowman, Malachi Moore. You know what I'm saying? You got, go ahead.
Quick question. What do you make of Kevin Winston Jr., the safety from Penn State?
So Jalen Reed was the other safety from Penn State. I like Jalen Reed better. And yeah, I can't right now, Kadeem. And there's another one, Craig Woodson, I think his name is. And everybody's all over the place with these safeties. It's and for me, here's another thing, Kadeem. Here's what I'm at the point where we gotta solidify something, you know what I'm saying, in this draft. I'm at the point, if the Dolphins went heavy on D-line, like O-line and D-line, right? Like, let's just say we went O-line, like we did here. If the Dolphins don't take no more O-line after taking Will Campbell and Jonas Savaiinaea, you're not gonna get any gripes from me, because those are two solid picks. I'm like, hey, that's what's up. We have depth now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe would have wanted one more extra, you know what I'm saying? So Liam Eichenberg don't have to see the field again. You know what I'm saying? But I would have been good with this. And let's say we would have went two O-linemen and then D-line, right? And you punt it on safety. And we didn't get no safeties, and Melifonwu and Ashton Davis have to be our starting safeties. I would not love that. However, there's a chance you can pull in a Justin Simmons. There's a chance you could bring in a Justin Simmons. Now, if you punt on safety, what you're doing is like, yo, you have your D-line and they need to get home. So in an ideal world, maybe you drafted Will Johnson and you have Will Johnson and Jalen Ramsey and this stout defensive line, and now your safeties don't have to be all pros because the ball's not going to get back there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the NFL has transitioned to this place where the safety is now like the running back. You don't want to pay them. They're not as important, and they're being this forgotten. It's becoming this forgotten position. Moving along with this mock, we got corner from Louisville, Quincy Riley. We got our boy Jackson Slater. Kadeem's trying to get him on the podcast. Hopefully that works out. Then we got Dylan Gabriel, left-handed quarterback from Oregon. Great value version of Tua. D lineman Ty Hamilton from Ohio State. Corner from North Carolina, Elijah Huzzy. And then we got kicker with our last pick, Andreas Borregales. And if you're from South Florida, you know who Borregales is. Dude is going to be a dude in the NFL as a kicker. So that was our mock. And again, Kadeem, if the Dolphins do it right and just pick two O linemen and they're the right two, you won't hear like I'm not gonna push back. I'm like, oh, y'all did it right. Now y'all can do whatever you want after that. You know what I'm saying? But what happens, Kadeem, if they go off brand, they go corner first round, safety second round, and then go for O lineman? I ain't gonna lie, I might not be mad at that either. You know what I'm saying? But what you can't do is go corner and safety and then 2 O linemen for the whole draft. You can't do that. I'm not buying that.
But again, surely so much of that will be it depends on the people. Like if you I feel like so much of the draft, not just as Go Time Dolphin fans, as Miami Dolphin fans in general, we get angry on draft night and the days after draft night because the Dolphins didn't pick up the names or the players we wanted.
Mhm.
And then obviously, prime example, Chop Robinson, everyone was angry. Far forward in the season, Chop Robinson, great pick, everyone's good. I feel like with so much of these things, it's
Hold on. Shout out the same old Dolphins. Not everyone was angry. I can't say that I was angry at Chop Robinson, but even Aaron the Brain, I was on same old Dolphins. It was like a draft episode before the draft, and Aaron the Brain mentioned Chop Robinson by name, like, hey, this Chop Robinson's right there. We could go Chop Robinson right there. So Aaron kind of almost not really Babe Ruth called the shot, not really, but as close as it's gonna get. You feel me? So I feel you. Go ahead, continue.
But yeah, like it's so much of the anger in the immediate aftermath is people who done multiple mocks and said this person will be here, and then they weren't there and got angry. And it's the Dolphins didn't take the name that they wanted, but all we can do is hope that whatever route the Dolphins do go down, that is the correct one. So if it's corner, safety, and then 2 offensive linemen, or defensive lineman, corner, and then offensive lineman, safety, and then 2 like whatever it is, just get it right. I don't care where you take the guys, just make sure that they're the right guys who come this season, they can impact the team in a positive manner. I'm not expecting them to go 10 for 10 or even 7 for 10. Just don't embarrass me. Just don't go 1 for 10 or 0 for 10. That's the worst thing the Dolphins can do.
You mentioned, well, it depends on who they take. Of course, it depends on who they take. But I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Yeah, I got my guys that I would love for the Dolphins to take. But here's the thing: if they go corner, safety, and then 4 O linemen consecutive, I'll be happy with the attempt. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'll just be like, hey, great. Let's see how it works out. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I hope they got the right guys, but I will be happy that they just took 4 O linemen in a row, and I will live with that. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I'm not even going to put it out there. I am in a positive mood at the moment. I'm trying to have no negativity. Just, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out in a few weeks.
Hey, y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time.
I just realized as I'm doing that, I've got this little green band. It allowed me to basically go and see my son 24/7, which is what I'll be doing the moment this episode finishes. Gonna jump in an Uber, jump in a share ride. They don't give us no money for me to be mentioning their names. Gonna jump in a share ride, head down there, and spend some time with the little one. And I've already told him. So he's in one of them like little. He's getting better, but he's in one of those little
Incubator?
Yeah.
Incubator?
But you go in and you got little teddy bear blankets over it, all this different stuff. Miami Dolphins poncho. It's just the aqua and orange. And I've sent photos, and everyone's like, "Yep, that's Kadeem some." I made sure from early Miami Dolphins. And I said to him, I was like, "You have so many choices in life, so many choices. This is not one of them. You are a Miami Dolphins fan, whether you like it or not. I will even even in like UK football, you can pick another team. That won't bother me as much. But Miami Dolphins, nah, you are a Miami Dolphins fan, whether you like it or not. So Yeah, just a bit of
I got a question for you, Kadeem. You sent a picture holding your son, and you had a lot of Dolphins gear on. You had some Dolphins sweat. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me think, like, bruh, did you think about putting that stuff on before you went to the hospital to see your newborn baby?
No, it's as you know, I'm 35. That's not a secret. But most of my wardrobe in terms of jumpers and stuff is sports related because it's just quick and easy, you know. So most of the jumpers I have are Miami Dolphins or NFL related or Man United related. So when I'm about to leave the house, because I'm always, you know, podcasting, I've just got Miami, like even right now, pick up something, Miami Dolphins. So I'm about to leave. I'm just picking it up. So it's never a conscious effort, but I am thinking. I've been to hospital 3 days in a row now, always in Miami Dolphin stuff. Today I'm going to switch it up because I can't. Like I just can't.
So can confirm you were not trolling Tyreek Hill like, hey, this is how it's done. You were not trolling.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't. But I might have
Dolphin sweats.
Yeah. Nah. I think I actually was wearing Dolphin sweats.
I know. I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, bro, there's a lot of Dolphin gear. I'm like, is this like the reenactment of how you wanted Tyreek to do it instead of having the KC sweats? Hey, I know what you had going on, bro.
Nah, like you said, I'm sure Tyreek, as he was rushing to the hospital, was just picking up whatever he had. That's what I was doing. So, yeah, you know, it just is what it is.
Let's get up out of here, man.
Guys, thank you for joining us on this one. We apologize for the way it turned out, but computer errors and just life in general has meant that, you know, we have other places to be today. But until the next time, and that next time will be, I believe, a 32 full round mock, but we'll have more updates over on social media. So follow us over there. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, audio, all the good stuff. We shall see you soon. Peace. Oopsie.